They told us to save $1 million, and then forgot to tell us how.
Well, it turns out not hitting that magic number is the best thing that ever happened to us.
This is Tab. She's rewriting retirement one rule break at a time.
Well, and this is Jim. And he figured out that not being set for life just means he gets to keep doing more of the stuff he loves.
And together, we're Unretired AF.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Unretired AF podcast, where we're going to be talking about the truth no one talks about regarding retirement. But before we go there, we want to give a shout out to our subscribers. We thank you so much. We really appreciate your support. And if this is if you're a first-time viewer and this first time here at our channel, thank you so much and welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. We really appreciate it. And we would encourage you to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything.
Absolutely.
All right. We're not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, we know that retirement planning has become a pressure cooker of unrealistic expectations. But what if not having that big cushy nest egg is actually not a failure on our part? And not just our part, half the people in our age range don't have that.
Yeah.
What if it's actually not a failure, but what if it's freeing?
Yeah. So let's just start with the elephant in the room. That $1 million nest egg that everyone said we had to have.
Well, the stat that no one wants to hear is that 50% of Americans 55 and over do not have that $1 million nest egg. They just don't. And it doesn't mean that we were lazy. It doesn't mean that we were irresponsible. It just means that shit happened.
Yeah.
And, we know that there were housing crashes, job losses, medical issues that came up. There was caregiving for our parents, divorces. Life just happened.
Yeah.
Right?
It did. We all tried to follow the rules. We worked hard. We raised our families. We paid our taxes. Yet many people have still come up short.
Right.
But, the truth is that when you retire at 62, thinking that you're going to get a golf cart and a beach house,
right,
that may not be reality for most people.
Right. I don't think it ever was.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not. So I think it's time that reality sets in. People stop chasing the myth and start building something that's more grounded.
Right.
And, maybe even more interesting to you.
Right. Well, and what if we told you that not having that big nest egg that you could rely on might actually be a gift?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Our generation is living longer than any generation before us, and we're retiring early, which is something we're retiring earlier than previous generations did, and with nothing to do. I mean, that is a prime recipe for depression right there.
Right.
I mean, to not have anything to do. I mean, it's staying active and engaged that, that keeps us alive, keeps us going, and not just alive, but living a productive life that we enjoy and that we're happy. I mean, some of the happiest people that Jim and I know are still working. They're still starting businesses, and they're finally chasing a dream that they had all their life. And it may just even be a hobby or a hobby that they do that's a quasi business that doesn't have to necessarily fully support them, but can supplement their income,
Yeah. And it's proven that you don't drift when you have something to do.
Right.
Purpose is underrated, and being underretired keeps us plugged in.
Yep.
Plus, our generation, we know how to solve shit. We know how to do whatever it takes to make it happen.
Right.
So we know how to hustle. If we need something, we don't depend on somebody else. We try to go out and do it ourselves. Not having a big pile of money, sure. Can it be a challenge? Yeah. But it's a challenge that you can solve yourself. And guess what? Our generation is the best at solving problems.
Right. Well, and even if you do have that big fat nest egg, don't get too comfortable.
No.
Well, we know, and we're hearing it more and more in the news, that medical bills are the number one reason that Americans go bankrupt.
Right.
I mean, it can wipe out decades of savings like that. If you have one accident, one surgery,
Yep.
one long-term illness, I mean, that's all it takes. And suddenly your safe retirement plan is out the window. So don't assume that just because someone looks like they've got it all figured out, that it is, because no one in this economy, no one's untouchable.
Right. And we've seen friends with 800,000 to $1 million saved, and it's gone within 5 years if they have to have care.
Yeah.
I mean,
like long-term care.
These care facilities, it's no joke what they charge.
Right.
And you wonder why.
Right.
Why do they have to charge that much? Why is theirs any better than how you used to live?
Right.
So having money isn't the end game by any.
Right.
But I will say you need to have a plan. You need to have some community, and you need to have a good mindset.
Yeah.
That is what lasts.
Yeah.
There are no guarantees in any of this.
Mm-mm.
There is just resilience. So we are at an age, our generation, we have that down. We've been through more than most have.
Yeah.
We know how to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps and do whatever it takes to make it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't agree with how expensive medical is and how expensive these care facilities are, but it's something we have to deal with because there aren't many other options.
Right. Well, and it's another motivation to take good care of ourselves,
right,
so that we don't end up
right
in there. Well, so now that we've burned the whole retirement fantasy to the ground, what do we build instead? Well, first off, you need to ditch the shame. I mean, if you're still working or side hustling at 65, just get rid of that shame. It's like you're not behind. You're still in the game. You're still, thank God you can still do it.
Yeah. Thank
God you still have the physical ability to get out there and work. And, look at ways to create something and do something that you enjoy.
Right.
And if you enjoy teaching or writing or consulting or creating something or making something that you can sell, there's never been more options ever than now to do that kind of thing. And then surround yourself with other people of the same mindset. Don't be around the people that are just, basically in bad mood and crotchety and, or just waiting to die. Just separate yourself from those people. Get around other people who have vitality and who are thinking and trying to do new things and whatever, because, that's what you need to surround yourself with. People like that. And keep coming back here. I mean, we built this channel for you. This channel is called the Unretired AF Podcast. It's for you. And we're going to continue to dig deep for ideas and ways that we can not just create money, and help you create money, but to help you create a good life that you enjoy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So be curious, get curious, talk to others, learn what's out there, find out what you like and what you don't like. There may be openings or people need help that you just love doing it. Immerse yourself in it. Help them out. You don't need to figure all this out at once.
No.
Take a step at a time. And just have a goal that you're trying to work for. This isn't about survival by any means. It's about designing something that's real and moving in that direction to try to make it, no matter what your bank balance is.
Right. All right. Well, the takeaway from today's episode is that you are not your retirement savings account. And then what's the truth that nobody admits to, nobody even talks about? I mean, retirement is something new. It's not something that's been ongoing for generations and generations. It's just been since the Industrial Revolution, and it's not supposed to be the finish line for your life. It's supposed to be just the next chapter and the one that you can really enjoy if you put a little thought into it, you don't panic, and you start designing it the way that you want it to look like.
Yeah. The old rules don't apply anymore. with hell, anything. But that's all right. None of us were probably really rule followers anyway. So if you're not financially set, don't panic about it. You're not out of time. If you can still hustle and you can still do things, but you got to have the right frame of mind.
Right.
You got to want to do it and not depend on somebody else to do it for you.
Right.
This is the perfect time and place for you to decide what you want your unretirement to look like. We have a comment section. If you have any comments on this subject, please drop it in our comment section. We'd love to hear what you have to say. We will certainly answer it. The group can look at it and see, and we'd really like your ideas. If you have something that you really, really love and we haven't listed it, tell us about it. Tell us about it. Again, thank you to all our subscribers. We really appreciate you subscribing to our channel. We really love doing this. If you have any topics that you would like us to cover that we haven't, please drop that and let us know in our comments as well. Thank you again.
Yeah. And if you've enjoyed our content today and you'd like to see more of it in your feed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We put out new content every weekday, Monday through Friday. Well, we're not slowing down.
And neither should you. And together, we're Unretired AF.